As a software developer, you're probably tired of your boss breathing down your neck, the endless meetings that could have been emails, and that salary that barely keeps up with inflation. Can I teach you a way to double your income, work on projects you actually care about, and have the security to tell your micromanaging boss to take a hike? Welcome to the world of freelancing, and trust me, it's not as scary as you think. I'm going to walk you through exactly how to transition from employed developer to successful freelancer, using my own journey as a roadmap. 4 years ago, I was just another burnt-out full-stack developer, stuck in a job that was slowly killing my passion for coding. Fast forward to today, I've been freelancing for almost 2 years, with the same client who's now referring me to other companies. By the end of this video, you'll have a complete roadmap broken down in 10 actionable steps you can start implementing today. Let's start. Step 1. Before you even think about reaching out to clients, build a professional portfolio website that showcases your skills and completed projects. First, let's talk about when you're actually ready to freelance. You don't need to be a senior architect with 20 years of experience, but you do need a solid foundation. I started freelancing with just over 4 years of full-stack experience, and that was enough. The key is being confident in your core skills and having the ability to learn new technologies quickly. You should be comfortable working independently, debugging issues without someone holding your hand, and communicating technical concepts to non-technical people. But here's what most people overlook. You need a professional online presence. I can't stress this enough. Having a portfolio website isn't just nice to have, it's essential. Some clients will straight up ignore you if you don't have your own site. It doesn't need to be fancy, but it needs to exist and showcase your best work. Think about it from a client's perspective. If you can't even build your own website, why would they trust you to build theirs? You might think that's the classic catch-22. You need client projects to showcase, but you need a portfolio to get client projects. Here's the truth. You can highlight projects from your day job or showcase personal pet projects. Don't spend too much time perfecting your portfolio. Use an existing template or vibe code one and focus on the content, unless design happens to be your specialty and you want to show off those skills. Step 2. Before doing cold outreach, activate existing professional connections. Make a list of every company you've interviewed with, every recruiter you've spoken to, and every professional contact who might know someone who needs development work. Now here's something most people get completely wrong about finding your first client. They think they need to spam job boards and cold email hundreds of companies. That's the hard way, and frankly, it's the way most people fail. The smart way is leveraging connections you've already made. Remember that company you interviewed with 6 or 12 months ago, but didn't join because you took another offer? Reach out to them. I actually landed my first freelance gig with a small software agency I had applied to almost a year earlier. I had canceled the interview process because I accepted another job, but the company stuck in my mind as somewhere I could see myself working. When I finally reached out about freelance opportunities, they were interested. The timing was perfect because they had a new project and were looking for additional help. This taught me a valuable lesson. Every professional interaction is a potential future opportunity. Don't burn bridges, even when you're turning down opportunities. That startup founder whose offer you declined, they might have funding next year. That recruiter who reached out on LinkedIn, they work with dozens of companies that might need freelancers. And that's your network that you can further expand, and that you need to maintain. Step 3. When reaching out to potential clients, position yourself as someone with selective availability, rather than someone desperately looking for work. The transition period was incredible. Working on a greenfield project after years of maintaining legacy code felt like being a developer again for the first time. I was learning new technologies, building something from scratch, and getting paid extra for it. That additional income was a game changer, not just for my bank account, but for my mindset. Suddenly I had options. I wasn't dependent on a single employer anymore. But here's the crucial part that no one talks about. How you position yourself in that first conversation makes all the difference. Don't just say, "I'm looking for freelance work." Instead, say, "I have some availability to help with specific projects." The difference is subtle but powerful. One sounds desperate. The other sounds like you're doing them a favor by considering their project. Frame yourself as someone who chooses projects carefully, not someone who takes anything available. At this point, know your value. Depending on your level of expertise and market conditions, you should know what hourly rate you can get or how to price a project. Some bigger clients might even have their own rates for freelancers, so there you won't have much wiggle room. You need to repeat steps 2 and 3 until you get your first client. Maybe even tweak your portfolio a bit. Make sure to activate your network and grow it by connecting with people online, going to meetups and conferences. Talk to developers and project leads at these events and try to figure out what their challenges are. Listen to them and make it known that you're available to help. I know meeting new people is hard, but at conventions it's totally normal and expected that you don't just show up and stay silent. You can also check out YouTube videos on how to talk to people at these events. Stay consistent with these 2 steps, because your motivation will die fast due to all the rejections and ghosting you'll experience. Therefore, consistency is king. Adjust your daily routine to spend half an hour to an hour scouting for potential clients and events. Stay consistent in your pursuit and write down your goal. What do you want to achieve as a freelancer? Do you want to make some extra money? Is your plan to make it a full-time job? Or do you even plan to start your own business and use freelancing as a springboard? After repeating steps 2 and 3 and getting your first client, continue with the next step. Step 4. Build one exceptional client relationship before trying to scale. Focus on delivering outstanding value to create a reference that will open doors to future opportunities. Now, here's where most freelancing advice gets it wrong. Everyone talks about raising your rates and maximizing profit, but they forget about the human element. Building a strong relationship with your first client is worth more than squeezing every dollar out of them. When my client's business hit some rough patches, I made the choice to wait 3 months for payment and even reduced my hourly rate temporarily. Some people might call that bad business, but I call it good relationship building. Why did I do this? Because I genuinely liked the business owner, respected what he was building, and learned a ton from him. That flexibility and understanding during their tough times created a bond that goes beyond just vendor and client. Now, almost 2 years later, he actively refers me to other companies and speaks highly of my work. Those 3 months of reduced rates have paid for themselves 10 times over, through referrals and continued work. But let me be clear about something. This doesn't mean you should be a pushover or work for peanuts. You need to choose your battles wisely. I only made these accommodations because I genuinely believed in the company and the person running it. If it had been a client who was difficult to work with or didn't value my contributions, the conversation would have been very different. Step 5. Always deliver more value than promised. By understanding the business context of your work and communicating proactively with clients. This brings me to the most important point about client relationships. Deliver more value than you promise. Don't just write code and disappear. Understand their business, suggest improvements. Be proactive about potential issues, and communicate regularly. When you become a trusted partner, rather than just another contractor, clients will move mountains to keep you happy. Here's a practical example. During my Greenfield project, I didn't just build what was in the specifications. I researched the industry, understood the end users, and made suggestions that improved the user experience. I pointed out potential scalability issues before they became problems. I documented my code thoroughly and created deployment guides that made the client's life easier. This extra effort didn't cost me much time, but it positioned me as someone who cares about the project's success, not just getting paid. The communication part is huge too. Don't wait for clients to ask for updates. Send them regular progress reports, even if it's just a quick message saying what you accomplished that day. Share screenshots of new features. Explain technical decisions in business terms, and always be transparent about challenges or delays. This proactive communication builds trust and makes clients feel involved in the process. I, for example, try to have regular calls with my client and have a mini review where I present the progress and where we can discuss further action, issues, and questions. Step 6. Actively nurture your professional network through regular, value-adding communication and participation in developer communities. Getting additional clients becomes much easier once you have that first success story. Word of mouth is still the most powerful marketing tool in our industry, but don't just wait for referrals to come to you. Stay visible in developer communities, maintain your professional network, and always be open about your freelance availability. You never know when someone will need exactly what you offer. Here's something I learned the hard way. You need to actively cultivate your referral network. It's not enough to do good work and hope people remember you when opportunities arise. You need to stay on their radar. Send occasional check-in emails to past clients, share interesting articles related to their industry, congratulate them on company milestones you see on LinkedIn. These touches keep you top of mind when they or someone in their network needs development help. Also, don't underestimate the power of developer communities. Whether it's local meetups, online forums, or social media groups, being active in these spaces creates opportunities. I've gotten project leads from casual conversations at meetups, from helping someone solve a technical problem in a Slack channel, and from commenting thoughtfully on LinkedIn posts. The key is to be genuinely helpful, not just promotional. Step 7. Set up proper financial systems from the start, including separate business accounts, tax savings, and expense tracking. The financial benefits of freelancing go beyond just the higher hourly rate. That extra income forced me to learn about investing and wealth building in a way my regular salary never did. When you're making additional money that you don't need for living expenses, you start thinking differently about your financial future. I developed an investment strategy that's been working great for me, and that passive income is now another layer of financial security. But here's something crucial about freelance finances that most people don't prepare for: irregular income and business expenses. Your income will fluctuate month to month, and you'll have new expenses like professional insurance, accounting software, and equipment upgrades. I recommend setting up a separate business account and treating your freelance income like a business from day one, even if you're just doing it part-time initially. Set aside money for taxes immediately. As a freelancer, you're responsible for tax payments, and nothing kills the excitement of that big invoice payment like realizing you owe a huge tax bill. I put aside 30% of every payment into a separate tax account, and this habit has saved me from some nasty surprises. Step 8. Build freelance income to at least 3 to 6 months of expenses before transitioning away from full-time employment. Let's talk about the practical transition strategy. Don't quit your day job immediately, even if your freelance income starts looking attractive. I recommend building up to at least 3 to 6 months of expenses in freelance income before making the full switch. This gives you a safety net and proves to yourself that the income is sustainable, not just a lucky streak. Start by taking on projects that fit around your current schedule: weekend projects, evening work, or even taking vacation days for intensive sprints. This approach lets you test the waters without burning bridges at your current job. Plus, having that steady paycheck removes the desperation factor that can make you accept bad clients or undervalue your work. As your freelance work grows, you'll reach a tipping point where the opportunity cost of your day job becomes too high. For me, that moment came when I realized I was turning down interesting freelance projects because I didn't have the bandwidth, while sitting through pointless meetings at my day job. That's when you know it's time to make the leap. Step 9. Develop business and communication skills alongside your technical abilities, and learn to qualify clients before taking on projects. Here's something that might surprise you. The skills that make you successful as a freelancer aren't always the same ones that made you successful as an employee. As an employee, you might get away with just being a good coder. As a freelancer, you need to be good at business communication, project scoping, time estimation, and client management. Start developing these skills while you're still employed. Practice explaining technical concepts to non-technical people. Get better at estimating how long tasks will take. Learn to write professional emails and proposals. These soft skills are often what separate successful freelancers from those who struggle to find clients. Also, don't underestimate the importance of saying no. As an employee, saying no to your boss can be career-limiting. As a freelancer, saying no to the wrong clients is essential for long-term success. Learn to recognize red flags, clients who want to negotiate your rates before they've even seen your work, companies that don't have clear project requirements, or people who seem difficult to communicate with during the initial conversations. Step 10. Document lessons learned from each project to continuously improve your freelance business operations. One more thing about scaling your freelance business. Document everything you learn. Every project teaches you something new about client management, technical implementation, or business processes. Keep notes on what worked, what didn't, and what you'd do differently next time. This knowledge becomes incredibly valuable as you take on more complex projects or start mentoring other developers. I keep a simple document where I record lessons learned from each project. Things like, always clarify deployment requirements up front, or clients in this industry typically need extra time for feedback cycles. These insights help me give better estimates, avoid common pitfalls, and position myself as an expert who understands the unique challenges different types of businesses face. The last step, let's call it the bonus step, share and give back. Now that you're in the freelance world, help others who have started or want to get in. You may have extra work that you can't handle due to time constraints. Forward it to your network or get support. Tell your story, encourage others, and always remember your goal. The path from employed developer to successful freelancer isn't always straightforward, but it's absolutely worth it. If you're sitting there wondering whether you're ready to take the leap, remember that I started this journey feeling exactly the same way. The difference between successful freelancers and those who never try isn't talent or experience. It's simply taking that first step and reaching out to that first potential client. Your journey will be different from mine, but the principles remain the same. Build genuine relationships, deliver exceptional value, communicate proactively, and always be learning. The freelancing world needs good developers who understand that success isn't just about writing code. It's about solving business problems and building lasting professional relationships. Start with step 1 today. Build that portfolio site, make that list of professional contacts, and take the first step toward the freedom and financial independence that freelancing can provide. The best time to start was yesterday, but the second best time is right now. It's your move, monkey coder. Please like and subscribe for more helpful content.